Hi guys, and welcome back to Tried and Tested. Today we're going to take a walk down memory lane for all you Traktor users out there. This is the Kontrol X1 Mark II. Released way back in August 2013, the Kontrol X1 Mark II developed upon the original X1, which itself was released in 2010. Now, 10 years on in 2020, is the X1 still a good buy in today's marketplace? Well, the X1 released alongside the Z1 and F1, the Z1 being a miniature mixer for Traktor and sound card, complete with 2 upfaders and a crossfader, and the F1 being to control those remix decks and stem decks with performance pads and 4 upfaders. The X1 was primarily designed to be used as an effects control and a transport control. The Mark II, which came along in 2013, added the touch strip, which allowed DJs to be able to nudge their tracks in just like you would with a jog wheel and perform needle search, as well as control effects parameters and loop controls. This little range of controllers meant that you could essentially build your own miniature controller to suit your needs within Traktor. If you were a DJ that used a lot of remix decks, you could have 2 F1s, 1 X1 and 1 Z1 and combine them all to suit your needs. That said, the small form factor and modular design meant that the X1 actually went on to become very popular with DVS users. Being able to slide this small controller into your DVS setup or your Traktor scratch setup if you're using a CDJ meant that when you arrived at a club, you didn't have to make a load of room to drop in a big controller. You could just take this small little unit and get started. In fact, many DJs used to take these X1s to the DJ booth and just use a small audio interface such as the Audio 2 by Traktor to output the audio and plug straight into a DJ mixer, and that way you have full control over the effects controls and the pre, pause, sync and flux modes. In fact, Native Instruments released a couple of accessories to go along with this range of controllers, including the control stand, which raised the little controller up to the same height as a mixer or set of CDJs. Made it absolutely perfect for that use case, and it's still being used and still being sold for that reason today. Now, it's well known that Traktor have some of the best sounding effects in the business, but what if your setup doesn't allow you to directly control the effects from the hardware? Many DVS users, as I've already mentioned, don't have control over the inbuilt effects in Traktor, and so too don't the users of the S2 controller. That entry-level controller unfortunately doesn't feature any hardware controls, so the X1 is a great addition if you're wanting to save some money rather than upgrading to the S3 or S4 controller. As with most Native Instruments hardware, the X1 features superb build quality. In fact, when I got this unit out from our shelves and had a play around with it, preparing for this miniature review and look back, I was actually blown away how nice the buttons and the loop encoders felt, and really how well this thing has held up over the last 7 years. It's had a lot of use, there's some knocks and scrapes on the device itself, but it all works flawlessly and it actually feels so premium. You can still buy these today. They retail about £169 brand new, but being released all the way back in 2013, there is loads of these available on the second-hand market. And when I did some research, I could find them as little as £60 here in the UK. Now at £60, is this worth buying in today's market? Well, yeah, it is. I mean, Native Instruments wouldn't still be making these if they didn't think that there was a market for them. And there's not really been anything come along since that can do as much as these little controllers can in such a little form factor. The X1 has been superb here in our office. We've been using it with DVS mixers and just in general when we want to mess around with Traktor or want to try something out when we're troubleshooting. Rather than plugging in a full controller, we'll just grab this. It's small, it's convenient, and it only needs the USB power in it, so it's really easy to set up. So given its superb build quality, the way that nothing's really come along since it does what this does so well, we would fully recommend buying this in 2020. Do you own an X1? Let us know in the comments below. Maybe you're not a Traktor user but think this is a great solution for the problems you may face as a DJ. Let us know in the comments. As always, give us a thumbs up, like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content just like this. We'll catch you in a bit.